Hi, G from Energyblendz with part 3 of a recipe that helps you flow with the bigger picture. We're working with moldavite and iolite, and now I'm going to add the pink tourmaline chips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an extra piece here so that I can create another loop at the bottom of this wrap. The idea is to actually create an element of flow in the making of the piece itself. I mean, that's the energy we're creating. And so I'm wrapping this extra little tail around this space in the frame. And as soon as I get that wrapped around at least twice, I can cut off this excess . Flatten down the edge. Make sure it's not going to catch on anything, but I can always make sure later on that this edge has been properly pushed down. Now what I'm going to do is I want to create the element. See how we have this gold piece here flowing? See how it has flowed to the back? Well, I want to continue that flow along the bottom. And in order to do that, I'm going to add another piece of gold wire that I'm going to twist. And it's the twisting that will give it a little bit of structure and a little bit of strength. Okay. So I'm holding with the pliers. Oh, my beads are popping all over the place here. And I'll do about 4 or 5 twists, and then I need to come back and make sure that this end is properly tucked around so there's nothing hanging, and the end is properly cut off and crimped so that there are no sharp edges. I save all my scraps. I can send them in to a company that takes them. Now what I'm going to do is straighten out this wire a little bit and see how well it's balanced. At what point do I want to add beads? And I think this is a good place. Maybe I'll come back one less, cut off this excess tail, and then we'll add our beads. Start with a gold bead. And I like the idea of building with the darkest rubellite first, because where this chip is going to land, it's going to be at the lower portion of the piece. Okay, straighten that out a little bit. So you see how I'm building in this manner. And I'll add another gold bead. Another one of the dark chips. And I'm building this as I go along. I'm trying to allow the process of making this piece grow with the piece. So let's see, where am I? Is this going to fit? Is this balanced? Let's see. I'll connect this in the back. You know what? This is not going to work. This piece looks like it's going to come right off. And I like my pieces to last. So chip looks like it's broken. It's going to come off. Try to take care of that right away. And this looks like a more balanced amount. Let's see. Ah, a gold bead. All right, now we're ready to reconnect this tail. And I'm going to go right into this space right here, which perfectly lends itself to being connected. Sometimes I think I'm sewing when I'm doing this. And since I want to make sure this is going to stay in place, I'm going to loop it around the end on the inside. Since I don't have a lot of room where I initially attached it, and put it around once or twice just to make sure that this will not come undone. There we go. Okay, so here is the basic wrap, and now I need to finish this, and at the same time look at where is it balanced, where is it not balanced, what can I do to bend the wire into the shape that I'm looking for. And I also need to be able to put on a neck. So I will extend this tail, and this becomes easy. I can make this loop as big or as little as I want to accommodate the size of the chain or the cord, although this is a somewhat smaller, more delicate piece, so it doesn't need a very large neck. Loop it around. And I think I will create another design element by wrapping this wire around the top void. And I should have just enough wire to cover that one side. This is a design element that can be used in many places on a piece. It gives it a sense of thickness. Sometimes it even looks like a chain. I've had rope chains that look like this, and also gives it a casted or finished look. Just have to be careful that you don't wrap around the previous loop. It's also a good technique to use if you're making a jump ring. You take a large gauged wire, like a 20 gauge, and make the loop and then twist it all the way around, and you come up with a really sturdy and interesting looking jump ring. Alright, so here we are. With this element, I can cut off the end and then just twist it around. And I still have a tail, so the question is, what am I going to do with this tail? Well, I can do all kinds of interesting flowing design elements. I can do something as simple as a looser weave that can move in and out of the chips and the beads. And again, you're trying to create a sense of energy flow. And when you get down to the end, what you can do is you can also anchor or increase the attachment of the wire to the main wrap, allowing this top flow to stay in place. And really, there's so many different ways of finishing a piece and coming up with interesting asymmetrical design elements. We'll do one more. Do one more and finish it completely. Now all that remains with this piece is to kind of tighten it up. So I'm going to crimp these flat parts just to kind of lock the piece in place. Make sure that no way the stone can pop out of the setting. And there we have moldavite with iolite and pink tourmaline and gold-filled wire, all designed to flow with the bigger picture. Thanks for being with us. I'm G from Energyblendz, where it's all about the energy. And as always, any piece that we make in a video is available on my soon-to-be live website for sale. Thanks a lot.